Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Willis. I'm a branch manager here with Loan Depot, and I have my sales manager, Michael Moses, here down in South Bay, and we have a special guest, Ryan Marks, who just joined us, about 4 months ago, 5 months ago,
Yeah,
Ryan?
March
Yep.
1st officially, I guess you could say. I joined the Loan Depot family.
Mhm.
Yep, and we are excited to have you. Ryan worked for a big bank for 11 years. Very successful, top producer, did very well over there, and then came over to Loan Depot, and in his second month, funded $7.1 million. Yes, $7.1 million. So Ryan, tell me about, you've been here for a little bit now. What is some of the bigger differences that you notice between the big bank and direct lending?
I mean, well, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, there is quite a few differences. So just to backtrack a little bit, I worked in a retail environment, so there are like the private banking side of the big bank world, and then there's the retail side. So I did work for the majority of my career within the retail side, where I had access to a designated, banking center where I would receive referral business, from the internal partners within the bank. And then it was also my job to be out in the field and, stay top of mind as much as we can to try to drive that, new purchase business. So this will kind of tie back to your original question of what's different. So, number one, I mean, we're definitely in the business of helping folks find homes and home ownership, and that's a lot of the reasons why we do this, and I take great pride in that. But at the same time, it is our livelihood, and we that's how we receive income to support ourselves and our families. So the biggest thing just up front is working with a company like Loan Depot. You are compensated for the actual time and effort that you're putting in. My previous employer, at the start of 2020, essentially informed everyone that, we're going to be rolling out a new comp plan, and, we're going to do our best to kind of mirror what it was before. And, here's kind of the, tier levels that you need to hit in order to, make your business work. Immediately, if you do the figures, I went through a few months of that new comp plan, and I noticed that, hey, I don't really think, this definitely hasn't, changed for the better.
Michael, just to touch on that, what did you notice about like comp plans when you
Right.
came over?
Yeah, exactly. And I was a big bank for 27 years, long time. And so it was like a big decision process, right? And just like what Ryan is talking about, how they kind of want to make it something that you look at and say, hey, this is going to be detrimental if you make this decision, is kind of how I was feeling in that circumstance. But I wanted to ask Ryan to kind of zero in on a little bit when it comes to the compensation piece of it, and as far as making a decision on that. um, did you see a true defining line between a big bank and how a company like ourselves, how they pay out and what you're able to take home at the end of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So how I did it was, I pulled up a spreadsheet over a 2-year average of fundings and what we got paid. And it was pretty easy to see on paper, black and white, that, if I legitimately did 50% less in business, I would still make the same, if not more, by working at Loan Depot. If you're thinking about making the move, it's a matter of, I can guarantee you have enough clientele and you have enough pre-existing relationships where you can be successful not only at Loan Depot, but you can exceed your expectations. I feel confident when I go out and speak with agents and I go out and speak with my clients that we're going to get your transaction done. We're going to get it done on time or early, and it's going to be a smooth process. And at the end of the day, if you bring that same level of customer service that's expected of you at your same financial institution or big bank over here, you're going to do extremely well because you have everybody behind you to support you. And it's just a matter of how successful you want to be, right?
Hey, Ryan, thanks for that information that's a wealth of knowledge right there. I think you articulated great. We're going to come back on, and we're going to have a part 2 on this because this is such an interesting subject and topic. So thank you for that. We will be back next week with part 2 on this.